When in Manipal, you can have a relaxed cruise in the backwaters and witness the confluence of the Suvarna River joining the Arabian Sea. Maybe have the thrill of moving on a fast boat or witness a mythological skit in action. But one must not miss the Hasta Shilpa Heritage Village Museum. This is not an ordinary museum, but they are houses that have been transplanted from various parts of the country. It is not only the houses, but the artifacts too that have been moved. A guide will accompany you explaining each and every item with some really interesting stories. Here is a cradle designed for twins, a table where the zamindar meets his praja. Notice that the zamindar's chair is higher in level to show that the zamindar is always higher than the ordinary people.
Export the spices and we used to import wine from foreign countries.
There you go. Something you always do.
Brass, all are made up of.
These were supposed to be melted out. These were supposed to be melted out. So this man went and paid money and he purchased it. And people called him mad. Saying that we are going to melt out and this is scrap. You see those size there? I heard from one Indonesian student or something. They used to bury the dead body inside this.
Oh, really?
And bury it.
Oh.
She was telling them, I don't know how can that
How?
happen. No, it just happened.
That is the either that or
So these are the glazed jars.
This is Paradise you get.
This is Indian made in Chennai, and this is original Glasgow. It's from London.
Okay.
These.
I have one big
How
one.
they used to make, is it?
Yes.
after few
So that was British only introduced us.
See,
The Kamal Mahal of Kukanur is the only wooden specimen of the pre-Vijayanagara era that has survived.
Which is from Koppala district, which is around 50 kilometers from Hampi, which was the capital of Vijayanagara Empire. And 1341, nearly a 750-year-old structure. It is the only wooden specimen which has been survived, which is of Vijayanagara Empire. Because even in Hampi, if you go, it's all of stone. It's beautiful, but all the wooden structures were destroyed by the 5 Sultanate forces who defeated the Vijayanagara kings in the Battle of Talikote. The Adil Shahis, the Barid Shahis, Qutub Shahis, Nizam Shahis and Imad Shahis. Yes, it's done on a wooden plank. And if you see properly, the creativity of the artist has been shown here. See here. One end it's a cow, the other end it's an elephant.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 horses, but 5, 6, 7, 8. One's in the corners as well. So even at that time they were very creative.
so these
Training
are
people.
older.
Tanjore is old.
Oh, is it?
It's a private chamber of the army commander in chief. So only his family, his wife, his children were allowed inside.
Oh, I see.
So yes, now everyone is allowed. Yes, if any like damages and all is there, the maintenance team
Dust?
Dust, yes. We have 5 ladies, a team of 5 ladies. I know limited staff for 24 structures. Every day they clean, but every day you can't clean up the entire structure. But every 2-3 days the entire village will be cleaned.
And do they polish this and all that?
It must have taken years for them to go. Of course, hand work, no machine. To sell the gold on the roads, like how they sell the bangles in the festival time. They say there's a saying. Of course, no one of us has seen that, but there is a possibility because they were not only rich in wealth, they were also very rich in art and architecture, which we have seen now. And the thing is, this is whichever has this guard, it is to defend something. That sword is to attack. So
This unique 10-layer wooden assembly was created to have a large column-free central space free of any fasteners between wooden components. It is a testimony to the technological advancement achieved in that era.
lock on the top. Until that lock is unlocked, you can't unlock this. And it's all layers actually, starting from the pillar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and top one is the 10th one, last one.
Oh my god.
Here is a stone on which history was written, but then it is interesting to know how it had transformation in between. You can hear it from the guide himself.
Where the king is fighting a war, he gets martyred. Then his beloved people, they make a statue of him, and it's believed in Hinduism that he goes to heaven. No one says he goes to hell. Of course, even though he had done some crime or he would have gone, but that is the belief. So Apsaras are dancing, and
Okay.
he goes to, in Kannada we say that Shivana Throgbita. They go to Lord Shiva. So there are a lot of writings also. I can't read it because it could be old Kannada or some other language also. It's probably old Kannada, old Hale Kannada we call it. Old. But there's a hole. Can you guess why this hole is there?
Good one. Good. Even I was going to ask you that question.
But for what they like? Actually, this hole was made. But for what this was made?
Looking through, fighting,
For him
something.
to
No.
be reborn.
No. Any creative, any guesses? They did not know the value of this stone. It was lying there, full of mud. They carved it, started using it like a toilet seat for shit making. So,
See, we never thought that way.
The difference between a bullock cart and a horse carriage, and how the ladies' carriage were always covered.
the difference between a horse carriage and a bullock cart is through a suspension or a shock absorber. Very next to the tire, you have the arc-shaped suspension.
Yes.
So these two are horse carriages. That is how you differentiate between a horse carriage and those. Yes, bullock carts. Those two are bullock carts. One's in the corner. Because again, horses run very quickly. You need that suspension. And that is the dead body carrier of the Muslim community, known as Mayyar. The one on
Interesting.
Like this. So that it's like a dholi design. This was all for the men folk. Like zamindars and all.
When you enter the Mudhol Palace Darbar Hall, don't miss the water trough to wash your feet before entering Darbar Hall courtyard. The wooden false ceilings are carved with Victorian motifs as well as being painted with vegetable dye colors. Royal palanquin on the left for male royal and the dholi for the royal female. The Deccan Nawab Mahal of 1912. This residential structure belonging to the family of Nawabs shows the lifestyle of noblemen connected with royalty and reflects their wealth and social standing. The central space facilitated music and dance performances, viewed by the men from the space around and womenfolk from an exclusive balcony at the upper level. There is an English cast iron spiral staircase too.
Austrian chandeliers, which is on the top, and the Belgian glasses on the windows. And even the entire top roof was made up of Belgian glass in Mumnabad, Bidar. But the reason we had to use the fiber is because they were all damaged. But otherwise, you can imagine if the sunlight falls on the top roof on the Belgian glass, it's reflected, it's so colorful. And dance entertainment used to happen here in the evening.
I was going to ask you, there must have been dance in there.
Yes.
So you can't.
And the women had to see, women of the kingdom had to see everything from the top, parda system. Yes. And it is known as Janana, that section. Janani. And also this harmonium, it is one of the, probably the first version of harmonium because it is operated with both hand and feet, like a sewing machine. Yes.
Unbelievable. With the feet also.
Yes, with the feet and with the hands.
It looks like sewing machine.
Coffee shops.
Really?
Yeah,
I've seen in movies also.
In Maharashtra, in cafes, you find this old cafes.
Okay. Account section.
Yeah.
Munshi ji.
Munshi.
And these are known as
That is
degree
the
wear.
Thukdani, na?
For spitting
that
pan.
is also this
That,
one. Yes.
Kolambi you say, na?
Kolambi.
The place where the Nawab used to sit And right on the top, exactly. It's a fan which is manually operated. It's known as a panka puller, but whoever pulled the fan is picked from the prison. And there's a condition that he has to be deaf and dumb.
So he doesn't hear what the
Doesn't
Nawab
hear
is
the
talking about.
conversation going on between the Nawab and the ministry or people over here. So if they wouldn't find a deaf and dumb guy, they would cut off his tongue. So cruelty and royalty both were unlimited.
But you know what? This kind of things were there even during the British time. These fans.
Currently we can't go because that is little not so strong. I mean
Maybe
it
you
is,
missed this
but
one
for
for the
like,
women too.
if we allow, then we'll have to allow everyone. The kids, if they then
You know what?
Notice the music played in this hall.
Including plastic. PVC also.
it belongs to late Dr. T.M.A. Pai, who developed Manipal from a dense forest to a top class university. Now people from all around the globe, they want to come here study in Manipal. So for us it's a matter of pride to have his car, Dr. T.M.A. Pai's car. So one of our you met Harish sir, no? Harish Pai sir and his brother Rajesh Pai. They are grandsons of Dr. T.M.A. Pai. So that car is here. Otherwise our founder is not connected to the Pai family. So that's the reason it is here. And Chevrolet Impala, one of our one of the families donated it to us. So we saw the Hindu culture in Kamal Mahal, Muslim culture in Nawab Mahal. So now
Mangalore Christian, house from 1886. This is an example of Mangalore Christian residence which draws its inspiration from the Roman Gothic architecture brought to this region by the Basel missionaries in Switzerland. You can see an example of an early modern kitchen.
and this was a coffee planter's house from Chikmagalur. Okay. So the design of this open portico is a Portuguese influence. The Mangalore tiles.
Looks like it, yeah.
And once they used to come for lunch, they used to work in the coffee fields. They used to come for lunch, and once the lunch is over, they used to have a nap in these easy chairs.
With the legs
Right,
up.
yeah. With the legs up, and
That's what we shoe, right?
no, that's newspaper stand, and that is a lawyer's bench again.
Okay.
Which is outside. I do not know the name of the church, but it's from a church from Kerala. Maybe they were renovating, or I don't know what. Whichever is outside the artifacts. So, the Jesus Christ, all these things. But which is inside the room, that is from which belongs to the Lewis family, the family of this. I told you, right? From Falnir, Mangalore.
Okay.
So
See these
this house is
tiles,
from
na?
Mangalore.
Inside.
Falnir. Yes, inside the room. But outside the god, everything, it's from church from Kerala, it's from your place. Huh? I do not know. The god. So some people won't know. So for them.
Okay.
Guitar's cover is made up of alligator skins.
Yeah, looks like it. Yes, you're right. Radio also there. Wow,
Yes,
good old
radio, ice maker, camera, projector is there. Projector. Old kind of stuff.
Yeah, she got it.
And that has 32 inner compartments.
How will they remember that there are 32 compartments?
Cuckoo clock.
Yeah, they might be.
They got that? Acha.
So yes, cuckoo clock.
Eggs.
So one of the oldest fridges which came to India, Alvin Company. And enamelware, glassware, egg basket, meat cutter, coffee mixer. Also there's a
The
filter.
mincing machine. We
Yes.
had one like that.
Actually, that left
Which one?
inside, na? I've seen that kind of a thing somewhere.
That is meat cutter. Filter?
That's a filter.
That is a filter, that white one. It looks like nowadays momos they make, no?
And those two plates are, there's one small, what do you call it, like a swollen part, the very next to the coffee mixer, two plates on the top. So those are two layered plates. So there's a hole at the one corner of the plate. You put the hot water through that. Hot water stays in the bottom.
And keeps
The
it
food
warm.
is served on the top. The food remains hot.
Stays warm.
Where men used to sit in the evenings and
Smoke.
Yeah, see
spend
now.
their quality time.
See the table, what is there on it, so you can make out.
So music player, whiskey, wine.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
I noticed that the music they played in this room is English music. The Kunjur Chowki was built in the architectural style of Kerala, based from the 15th century. The plan of the structure follows a mandala. The basic house module is Nala Kettu. Nala is 4 and Kettu is wings. Don't miss the traditional wall motif that resembles the banana pattern. The reasons why the windows are low in the entire house: ergonomically designed seats that ventilate as well as ensure privacy on the first floor. Trellis of windows designed with a purpose, and the folding bed.
Kunjur is in Yarmad, and this house belonged there. Then family for which this house belonged were they were Shivalli Brahmins of Udupi region, but they had migrated to Kerala to learn the Tantra Shastras, etc. And luckily, the owner of the house, the landlord, he got a job of a chief priest in Ananta Padmanabha temple, Trivandrum. He loved the Kerala architecture so much that he ended up building a house based on Kerala architecture in Kunjur by calling the artisans from Kerala. They designed the house, so it's out and out Kerala architecture. So it's very beautiful.
Mana means mostly Nambudiris and all stay.
Mane, see this design on the walls. So beautiful, and it's all banana leaf design because they had food on the banana leaf, and natural ingredients have been used over here. It's the cow dung for the green, it's the lime for the white, and orange for the mud plastering, red for the red oxide. It's very cool. You touch and see. See how cool.
So this also made long back.
Even sorry.
This also made long
This
back.
was done here, but again natural ingredients were used to make here as well, and it was here. It's been like 28 to 30 years. And yes, it's
And
long.
these are all shining. So
Which-
newly done this pillars.
It's polished.
Polished, no?
Yes. And this house remains cool even during the summer. Outside it's very hot, but you get into this house, you'll feel the difference in the temperature.
Wow.
And this courtyard, the main purpose of the courtyard is that you get it's cross ventilation again. You get the fresh air through the windows, and the heated air goes out through this courtyard. It's like a suction, that topmost part. It sucks all the hot air. Because a lot of people, joint family, air gets heated up. And puja and all was done here, again tulsi. And the windows are at a lower level because there's again a reason. So that people used to sit down. So they used to, furniture and all came later after the Portuguese influence.
So it's sitting down.
So they used to eat down, sit down, talk, sleep, and so the breeze had to hit the body. That was the reason the windows are at a low level. This is the kitchen where the women cooked food. The other kitchen is where the men used to cook the prasad, which is offered to the god. And only men had to cook, and among men also only one person was supposed to cook. Not everyone could go inside. And they were typical Orthodox Brahmins. So you all know muddy system. If if they take bath and come, if they touch someone, they go again, have a bath, and the bathrooms and toilets were outside. So that was the room where he cooked the prasad. It's a small room. You are going to see. Yes, but head, just be careful because here once he's cooking, the smoke goes up and it goes out through the windows. Also, there's a window here as well. So once the prasad is cooked, if he goes out, this is actually the God's room. So God's room entry is from that end. He has to go like that. So while going, he touches someone, again he has to go take bath, come back, cook the fresh prasad. Old prasad is regarded as impure. So I know it sounds very like, what do you call it?
How many rooms are there?
Rooms,
3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom.
No, bedroom is only one, but I'll tell you that concept. I'll tell you later. But any number?
25, 30?
No. Any other number?
125.
Not that much, but your no.
80, 90.
No.
Still too much.
75.
62.
62. Okay, chalo.
62 people, 16 to 17 couples stayed, and every 6 months one baby was born.
My God.
And the kids used to play here. It was like a play school. So grandparents used to teach them to read, write. Teens used to learn music. So this was going on activity area.
See this?
Parrots. And this is the delivery for the spinal cord. It is typical Kerala architecture. And one thing I told you, relaxation for the spinal cord. Also, you get fresh air, good ventilation. Rainwater doesn't get in, sunlight doesn't get in. Also, people outside, they can't see you, but you can see them clearly. So that they can make out that someone is sitting, but they can't make out who is sitting and what you're doing. So the landlords used to spy on the workers working in the field, whether they are working or.
Wow.
And also every design is a different one. A part of the normal kitchen, as I mentioned there, whatever they cooked, smoke came up and went out. And also this is a place to store pickles, even jaggery they stored, and some of the vegetables, some of them.
How did they come up
Jaggery.
from there? There's a ladder there?
Where? No, this is,
Landlords
to keep the legs and then sleep. And only landlord and landlady could sleep here. Landlord slept on the top, landlady down, because that was male dominated period. Yeah, male dominated period that time. And now everything like sharing, caring, equality and all came. And these kind of windows are built because the sparrows need to come inside the house and build the nests inside the house in the corners. It's a sign of a good luck and a prosperity for the generation to continue.
Okay.
It's a belief. I'm not saying because of that they were 60 feet.
Too much prosperity.
Too much.
I know.
Just slide that and show. Slide.
Veera Shaiva Jangama Math. This belongs to a community called Veera Shaiva Jangama, the part of the Lingayat community. Lingayat community is very popular.
We read in the newspapers. That's it.
And it's popular in northern part of Karnataka. And this monastery, from here till there, it's a combination of 3 monasteries, which was all collapsed, and then they brought it here and reassembled. Chennai sir thought, why again to make it as 3 monasteries? Make it as a single one. It was all under the ground. It was excavated, brought here.
Wow, man.
And the innermost part, it belongs to 16th century, 500-year-old. So not the walls and flooring,
I was
just
impressed
the
with
pillar.
100, now it's 500.
I feel I'm.
It's a theory, it's for you to decide. No, we might have in your
Monastery is a place where God is also worshipped. Also, pupils are taught, students. So it's like a Gurukula system. So again, that has been recreated here. Teacher is sitting there on the wooden plank and teaching the pupils. They being seated here based on their grades. And also these pillars.
This is also there also.
Yeah. Pillars, you can't hold it with single, like one person can't hold it with both his hands also, because it's 32-inch pillars made up of wild jackfruit tree, and it is grown in the forest land. Same wild jackfruit tree is grown while entering. There are 2 trees. One is wild jackfruit actually, but it is not like this. It is grown like a normal tree because of the thickness of the laterite stone. The roots won't go deeper here. So because this is grown in the forest soil, and just imagine the size of the tree by looking at the pillar. Even after being carved, it is so huge. Then the tree could be this big.
At least, yeah.
And single tree trunk. As I mentioned, this part belongs to nearly 500-year-old, 16th century.
This one, is it?
Yes, this part, not the walls and flooring. Again, the pillars, if you see, a lot of damages are there. Even the Nandi, lot of damages. And apart from this, we couldn't find the Shivlinga. Shivlinga was inside, but we couldn't find it because either it was robbed or it was damaged or something. And in spite of these things being damaged, there are a lot of beautiful carvings over here. The first is parrot, the second is Nandi, third is Shivlinga. And some of the Nandi, if you see, even now, the ear, the eyes and the mouth is still visible. Come closest, all are damaged, and this is all what we have done.
Sure, and you can make it.
and most of them are damaged. Only I'm saying this one. This one here, eye small. Again, here also some.
Unbelievable.
And such chariots, the temples, and also there are games like Chennamane. You all have heard about Chennamane? It's a wooden plank. They play with the seeds. It's a very old game. That is Chennamane, and the Ludo, which was played during the olden times, the Mahabharata and all, especially not the modern day Ludo. It is the olden day Ludo. So it's all.
Channamanai, yeah? That one?
Yeah, Chennamane we call it.
So some seeds were put in.
Yes. And all this, no, whatever we saw till now, it's all from Karnataka. Whatever we are going to see also is from Karnataka. But this one collection belongs to Chhattisgarh. It belongs to the tribal people, the Bastar community of
Bastar, where the Naxalites are there now.
Yeah. Madness, yeah, passion.
As he said, madness more than
Madness,
passion.
yeah, crazy.
Otherwise, yes. And one person doing this, sometimes even I think, even now, like how, I mean, and this is just the 1/3. As I mentioned, 9 galleries have yet to be opened. So 1/3 is inside.
Where did he keep all this? He
Uh,
collected them.
collected.
Or he afterwards went and brought it.
No, like he used to collect, and there were some storerooms. Even now we have a lot of storerooms there. So collecting small things and all, he had started at the age of 19. Yes. And his house also there. He made a store. So the first part, it's all made up of wood, and either they used to worship these or they used to use it for their dance or entertainment, private dance. And it's all a lot of carvings are there. If you see this one particular mask, in the tongue you have the turtle, mustache is made up of fishes, and nose you have the crocodile, scorpion on the head, the tribal lady and the tribal man. So each
It must be
mask.
having significance for this.
Yeah.
Is it totally?
Yes, and that's the reason I told you either they might be worshipping because nature, animals, so that's also possible. Otherwise, or for dance entertainment. I'm not very sure for which they used to use. And one more thing, this is made up of, it's bronze coating, but it's known as Dokra art. And again, this tree of life. This is a person where he is waiting for the toddy to get collected. Toddy.
Yeah.
And Avatar movie also. So basically, they mix the mud with the ash and they put the wax. Again, they put the mud. Finally, they coat it with bronze. Ereka, liquidified bronze. And the last one is known as Shardul.
But this was we have seen somewhere.
Sri Lankan flag also
Yes,
one of the
yes.
gateway entrances of the temples.
Correct.
It's very similar to the lion, but it's not lion. That's what they say. And it's very more powerful than the lion, as they say. And there's a tribal lady as well standing with.
There were other interesting objects, like this wooden table for Ayurveda massage, the barber's chair, and mirrors, old typewriters, the sewing machine, and the laundry man's table. This container was carved out of a single wood to draw water from the well. This tree must have witnessed many changes that have happened in the museum during the course of time. There were many more interesting structures that I did not capture, mainly because I was awestruck by the advanced thoughts our forefathers had. It is worth to spend a whole day at this museum.